Hello student, in last video we discussed the colligative properties. Now let us discuss abnormal molar masses. Okay, so before going to that we should come to know two definition of what is that electrolyte and non-electrolytes. Okay, so electrolyte means what? An electrolyte is a substance whose aqueous solution conducts an electric current. Okay, simply what means? Simply electrolyte means is going to dissociate. For example, okay, for example, if you take HCl, what happened? If you take in the HCl solution, so HCl going to dissociate what in the water? If you add, it's going to ionize as a H plus Cl minus. Okay, so means what happened? H is going to lose electron, chlorine is going to take the electron. So flow of electron is going to take, so that is called what? Electricity, nothing but conductance going to there. Means once the substance going to ionize means there is a flow of electron. Simply you can write as what? Conductor in electric current. That type of substance is called as what? Electrolyte. Now if you see the examples here, we have the HBr, calcium chloride. For example, calcium chloride, what happened? Again it is going to ionize as a what? Here calcium plus 2 plus 2Cl minus. Okay, means here from the calcium the electron is going to flow what? Chlorine. So this is a flow of electrons. Simply they are conduct any electric current. The such type of compounds are called as what? Electrolytes. So we have the example potassium sulfate, calcium chloride, magnesium chloride, barium hydroxide, like that so many we have. So you have to remember the which is the electrolyte or non-electrolyte. Why? Because means we have the numerical based on this. Okay. Next we have the non-electrolyte, means refers to this one. So a substance whose aqueous solution does not conduct an electric current. Okay, means simply what you can call will not undergo dissociate. Okay, if a substance does not undergo dissociate, that type of called as what? Non-electrolytes. Okay, example if you see urea. Okay, this is like formula urea. Sucrose, this is the formula C12H22O11. Glucose, this is well known formula C6H12O11. So if you add in the aqueous solution, what happened? They are not going to produce any ions. That type of substance is called as what? Non-electrolyte. So better to remember electrolytes and non-electrolytes. Okay. So in numericals they will mention only sucrose and calcium chloride. Means first you have to find out is it electrolyte or non-electrolyte. Okay. Now let us discuss we have the abnormal molar masses. Now, as you know very well, meaning of abnormal means what? That is not the normal. As you know very well, few persons have very good knowledge and they have some different properties. Means we will call abnormal. Okay. Here also we are getting abnormality. Means it is not the normal what you are expecting. Okay. It is not normal. We have some different. That is called abnormal. In what cases? Molar masses. Okay. So let us see how it will happen. Okay. In some cases, observed colligative properties deviate from their normal calculated values due to association or dissociation of molecules. Okay. So here already we discussed how to calculate the colligative properties. Okay. So for each we have the formulas for like rate lowering of vapor pressure, elevation of boiling point, depression freezing point, osmotic pressure. Okay. So while if you calculate there what happened? Once you calculated for example pi value osmotic pressure for example as you calculate by using CRT formula you use it. Okay. So maybe you got some zero point 0.5 bar. Okay, this is a calculated. But what happened? You are not getting this value. You are getting other than either it may be 0 0.3, it may be 6. Okay. So what happened? You are not getting the value as you calculated. So that why? Because means because of some ionization or this association and dissociation of molecules. Okay. If why? Because means we have the solute. That solute may be association, dissociation. It will go and it will deviate the values what we calculated. Okay. So here we have one relation. You have to remember. Colligative properties are inversely proportional to what? Molar mass of solute. Okay. Directly proportional to what? Relative lowering of vapor pressure, elevation in boiling point, that is delta Tb, depression in freezing point, that is delta Tf, and osmotic pressure pi and number of solid particles. So means these value increases means colligative properties increases. So number of solid particles increases means colligative properties going to increases. But for molar masses we have the inverse relation, means molar masses increases means colligative properties are going to be decreases. Okay. Now let us see here Higher molar mass is observed in case of association. So if you see here, molar masses will be going to be increases if it undergo association. How means? For example, okay. For example, if you see in benzene, acetic acid gets associated due to hydrogen bond. So its observed molar mass is 120. Okay. Now let us see actual molar mass of acetic acid. Okay. Acetic acid formula is what? We have CH3COOH. Okay. If you see the actual molar masses of formula, according to formula, if you go for the count, for example, 2 carbon atom 2 into 12, like we have the 4 hydrogen atom 4 into 1 oxygen 32. Okay, so how much you are getting? 60 grams per mole. But actually what happened, if undergo, when if you add in the benzene, instead of 60 grams you observe how much mean 120. Okay, this is called abnormal, means normally observe, it should be what, 60 grams, but abnormally what we got 120 grams. Why? Because means here in the acetic acid, when you add the benzene in acetic acid, means here benzene is a solvent, acetic acid is a solute. When you add here, what happened, this acetic acid solute undergo dimerization. How means? With the hydrogen bonding. Here you can see hydrogen bonding. As you know very well, hydrogen bonding means here we have the partial positive, partial negative. Here you having the partial negative charge. So negative, positive going to be attract. Again here negative, this is partial positive, partial negative. So now it's going to form the hydrogen bond. Because of formation of hydrogen bond, it's going to become double. Okay. Lower values of molar masses is observed in case of dissociation. Okay. Now this is because of association. What happened? It is more than that of the expected. Means 60 should be there. We came about 120. Now come to dissociation, what happened? It will be less than that of the what we have. Okay. For example, if you see KCl means potassium chloride undergoes dissociation in aqueous solution. So its observed value is 35.25. Means what here? For example, as you know very well, potassium chloride, if you calculate the molar mass, how much should be there? Normally 74.5 grams per mole should be there. But when here what happen, if you go for the aqueous solution, you are getting the 35.25. Why? Because means as you know very well, it undergo dissociation. Okay. Why? Because we are getting the K plus Cl minus ions. Okay. So again if you see acetic acid, water. Okay. Again I am taking the acetic acid, but in case of what? Water here. So acetic acid is a weak electrolyte. Weak electrolyte means what? It does not undergo dissociation 100%. Okay. Acetic acid is a weak electrolyte and will dissociate into ions, that is acetate ion, that is CH3CO minus, and hydrogen ion H plus per molecule of acetic acid. Here when acetic acid added in the water, so you are getting the ions what? H plus CH3CO minus. So here what happened, molar mass is going to be decreases as you expected, means it will be less than the 60. Okay, here should be the important one note here we have. So acetic acid in benzene. Okay, if you take acetic acid as solute and when add the benzene solvent, it is undergo dimerization. Whereas in the water solvent, if you use the water solvent, it's undergo ionization. Okay, so this is very important. So if you use the benzene as a solvent, it is going to dimerize. Okay, you can see here it's going to dimerize and increase the molar masses. When you add in the water, so what happened here in water, you can see it's undergo ionization. So here, so what happened? We are getting the abnormalities in the molar masses. To correct this one, we have one factor that is called as a what? Van 't Hoff factor. That is, we are symbol is what? Small I. So these observed values are corrected by multiplying with the Van 't Hoff factor. So we are getting the abnormalities in the molar masses. Those value we can correct it by the multiplying the one factor that is called as what? Van 't Hoff factor. Now let us see how can you define the Van 't Hoff factor mean. Van 't Hoff factor, we have the symbol what? Small I. So it is a ratio. Ratio means you can define here we have 2-3 ways are there. Let us say here it is a ratio of observed values of colligative properties to the calculated value of colligative properties. Means how can you define? Means first definition you can see I equal to what? Observed values of colligative properties to the what? Divided with the calculated values of colligative properties. Means what here? For example, okay, I have some experiment. Okay, For this, for example, pi value, colligative properties means you can take relative lowering of vapor pressure or delta TB or delta TF or pi value. Okay, so here for example pi means for example 0.3. This is my according to calculator. Okay, means by using the formula I calculated. Okay, experimentally I have observed 0.4. Okay, this is for experimentally. Okay, nothing but or you can read the observed values. Now what is the definition here? Observed value, how much we have? 0.4. Calculated how much? 0.3. So that ratio we call as what? I, nothing but what quanta factor. Simply for the sake of landmark, I will keep as OC, nothing but as you know very well, open category. Okay, open category for what? Calculative properties. Okay, so we have different definitions. Next, another way how can you define means I equal to what? Normal molar masses by abnormal molar masses. Already we saw here, for example, okay, acetic acid in the what? Normal molar mass how much? 60. But abnormal in the what? In the benzene 120. So you can write as a what? Normal molar mass 60 by abnormal molar mass how much? 120. Like that you can calculate the I in another way. Simply I write as a Na. Okay, Na molar masses. This is for landmark only to remember. Okay. Next, another way how can you define means I equal to what? Total number of moles of particles after association or dissociation divided to the number of moles of particles initially before association or dissociation. Means before has some particles, but after what happened, it's made the solid particle undergo association or dissociation, that you have to count. Okay, so it simply I will remember as AD, add in means number of particle association dissociation divided with the initial particles. Okay, this is number of particles. So here colligative property means you have to take with the observed divided with the what? Calculator. Molar masses means you have to take normal by abnormal. If it is number of particles means before after association divided with the before what are the particles are there. Like this you can define the Vanta factor. Okay, now let us see here next here. So inclusion of Vanta factor modifies the equation for colligative properties as follows. Okay, so here already we discussed the colligative properties, but when solid undergo what? Association dissociation, we are getting the variation. That abnormalities we are doing, we are going to correct with the Vanta factor. Now first see the first colligative property what we have, relative lowering of vapor pressure. Okay, so already we discussed relative lowering of vapor pressure is the equal to what? Mole fraction of solute. So mole fraction of solute may N2 by N1 plus N2 should be there, but as we discussed, for the case of direct solution we are neglecting the one N2 in case of denominator. Okay, so here if you see, we introduce one factor, that is what? I is extra introduced. Okay, next elevation boiling point. Here delta T equal to what? I into Kb into molarity. So before we have only formula what? We have this one, delta T equal to what? Kb into molarity. But here we are going to correct with the what? Multiplying the Vanta factor I. Next, depression freezing point. Before what we have formula delta Tf equal to Kf into molarity. But now what we are doing? Multiply with the Vanta factor I. Again, osmotic pressure. Before what we have formula pi equal to N2 RT by V. Now we are multiplying with the Vanta factor I. Okay. Next we have relationship between the degree of dissociation and Vanta factor. Okay. Now degree of dissociation, we have the symbol what? Alpha. Vanta factor already we came to know. Okay, now what is the alpha? Okay, alpha means what? Okay, for example, just now we discussed, when acetic acid, when you add in the water, what happened? It is going to be ionized as a CH3CO minus plus H plus. Okay, now I am talking here how much percentage is going to dissociate. Okay, that is called as a degree of dissociation. Degree of dissociation. I am asking the how much percentage is there. That is called as what? Degree of dissociation. Telling the how much degree is dissociated. Or if you take in the what? If you add in the benzene as a solvent, what happened? It is going to If you take the benzene as a solvent, it is going to dimerize. Okay, so it's going to be dimerize. So what happened here? Now I am asking how much percentage is going to associate. That is called as what? Degree of association. Degree of association. We have the dissociation means how much is going to dissociate. But for both the formula we have the alpha only. So alpha indicate, okay, When solute undergo, how much of it's going to dissociate, that is called as a degree of dissociation. If it undergo association, means how much percentage undergo association, that is called as a degree of association. Okay, so now you came to know what is the alpha. Simply it tells how much extent is going to associate, how much is going to dissociate. Okay, that is called as a degree of dissociation and association. Now calculate first of all the relation between a degree of dissociation and Vanta factor I. Here we have formula I equal to 1 plus n minus 1 into alpha. Okay. So if you want the alpha mean, just go for arrangement. Alpha equal to, as you know very well, if it go that side, it's going to what? It's going to become I minus 1. Here we have it's going to denominator as a n minus 1. So here n means what? Number of particles. Okay, I will go for the example also. Alpha means degree of dissociation. I means Vanta factor. Okay. So here, as you know very well, for dissociation I values should be greater than 1. Means particle here. So if for example I am taking the one particle. Okay. After that what happens, is going to be increases. So number of particles going to be increases. So once the number of particles mean n value increases, means what happened? You are going to increase the what? I value. So I value will be greater than 1. For example, 100% dissociation band, then alpha equal to 1, then I equal to 1, means what? For example, I am taking the 100 acetic molecules are there, okay, acetic acid molecules are there. Here you are getting the 100 acetate ion, 100 H plus ion, means what? How many you are taking? All they are going to dissociate. That is called as a 100%, means alpha is equal 100%, means what? 100% undergo dissociation, means total how many are there? That already all went undergo dissociation. That is called as a what? 100% dissociation. In that case, alpha equal to 1. Okay. Then alpha equal to 1. Then what happened in that case? I equal to n, means number of particles Vanta factor become equal to 1. Now let us see the examples for that. Okay. If you see the examples, so here we have the substance. Okay. Equation. I am writing the n means how many number of particles are there. From that I am going to calculate the Vanta factor. For dissociation we have the formula what? I equal to 1 plus n minus 1 into alpha. Next, if you want the alpha means what we have formula? Alpha equal to I minus 1 by n minus 1. Okay. Let us see the example here. We have HCl, acetic acid, sodium hydroxide, HNO3, NaNO3. Okay. So sodium nitrate, all these are going to dissociate as a what? HCl as H plus Cl minus. Acetic acid one, acetate and H plus. So in all these cases, after dissociation, you are getting the number of particles. How many? 2. How means here say H plus Cl minus ions 2. Here acetate ion H plus 2, Na plus OH minus ions 2, H plus NO3 minus 2, Na plus NO3 2. Okay. So how many particles are getting? N equal to 2. Now here if you substitute n value 2 minus 1 means 1. So 1 into alpha. So you are getting the I value how much? I equal to 1 plus alpha. Now if I want the alpha means alpha equal to I minus 1 by n minus 1. So I value don't know, but here n value how much you have? 2 minus 1. So 2 minus 1 means you have 1. So simply how much you are getting? I minus 1. Now if here next case if you see sulfuric acid, calcium hydroxide, calcium chloride, potassium sulfate. Now if you see the ionization here, 2H's H2SO4, if undergo ionization you are getting the 2H plus SO4 minus 2. Here if you see the number of particles, how many are there? 3. Why? Because means 2H plus 1 sulfate, so 3. Next if you see calcium hydroxide, here also 3. This is 1, 2OH minus, so 3. Here calcium chloride plus 2Cl minus. So how many particles are there? This is 1, 2, so 3. Here 2 potassium plus sulfate. Okay. How many particles are there? 3. Now if you calculate the I value, I equal to here I 1 plus n minus 1. N how many are there? 3. 3 minus 1 means 2. 2 into alpha, 2 alpha. Okay. Now if you want the alpha means, so what you have formula? I minus 1 divided with the what? 2 minus, sorry 3 minus 1. So how much we left? 2. Okay. Next if you see the aluminum chloride and potassium ferrocyanide complex, if you see aluminum chloride, if undergo dissociation, aluminum plus 3 plus 3Cl minus ion. How many particles you are getting? The 4. Why? Because this is 1, this is a 3. In this case 3 potassium ions, this is 1. So 3 plus 1, 4. 4. Like that you have to calculate. Okay. Like that we have the for 5 particles also. So like that you have to calculate the Vanta factor and degree of dissociation. Okay. Now let us see here in case of glucose, sucrose, urea. Very very important. Already we discussed these are non-electrolytes, mean they are does not undergo what ionization means we have initially if we take the one particle, one only will be there. So n value how much for this? We have the only one. Okay, here if n value how much we have? Only we have the n, in this case we have the n how much we have? 1. So I value how much will come? This is for 1 by, because means here I equal to 1 plus 1 minus 1 how much? 0. 0 into alpha means 0. So how much will left? Only 1. So for this case what non-electrolyte I equal to 1. Now if you want the alpha, alpha equal to what we have? I minus 1 by n minus 1. N minus 1 how much here? 1. 1 minus 0. So here what happened? Something by 0 means here 0. So alpha value 0 means what? No dissociation, means they are not undergo dissociation. So already we discussed, means degree of dissociation means how much extent going to be dissociate. Here means if we take the sucrose and urea, what happened? They are not going to dissociate, means how many number of particles are, they will remain as such. So for those cases alpha equal to 0. Okay, mean no dissociation. So you should be very careful with the electrolyte, you should be remember. Okay, so which is a non-electrolyte, electrolyte, these are the non-electrolyte. So while doing the numericals you should be able to identify electrolyte and non-electrolyte. Okay, now let us see next for degree of the association. Okay, degree of association. Now let us see the relationship between the degree of association and Wanda factor. Okay, now if you see I value what we have for this relation, I equal to 1 minus 1 into 1 plus 1 into 1 minus 1 by n into alpha. Let us see, for association you know very well number of particles are going to decreases. How means, for example, as we discussed, 2 moles of acetic acid is going to dimerase, means become 1. So 2 become 1. Number of particles are going to decreases. Now let us see the formula itself. We have 1 minus. In case of C, for association, dissociation what we have? 1 plus, means if dissociate number of particles are going to increases. So 1 plus, here you should be very careful. We have 1 plus. In case of association 1 minus. Okay, 1 minus into 1 minus 1 by n into alpha. Okay, if you want the alpha means simply you know very well. If Vanta factors come this side, it's going to become negative. This term total become positive. So 1 minus I divided with the what? 1 minus 1 by n. Here alpha is what? Degree of association. I'm talking about the what? Now association. Okay, I is Vanta factor. For example, if a solid undergo dimerization. Dimerization means what? Here for example, we have 2 moles of acetic acid undergo dimerization, means 2 molecules are added together. So in that case what happened? Here n equal to what? 2. Okay. Now if substituting the formula, I equal to 1 minus 1 by n, 1 by 2 into alpha. Okay. So if you go for the simplified, we are getting the Vanta factor this much. Alpha, if you go for this one, 1 minus I, 1 minus 1 by 2. So getting the this much. Okay. So 1 by 2 means go to inside 2 into 1 minus I. Okay. Now if you go for trimerization, means 3 moles undergo trimerization, means become only 3. So n equal to 3 in that case. So now you have to substitute the value n equal to 3. Now for tetramerization means n equal to 4. So for that tetramerization means n equal to 4. Now if you substitute the value here, 1 minus 1 by 4 you have to substitute, here n value 4 you have to substitute. So you can calculate the alpha and I. So here for association what happened? I value is less than 1. Okay. So for 100% association I value is what? 1 by n. Okay. Already we discussed my value will be less than 1. Why? Because my number of particles are going to decreases. In case of dissociation what we told? Vanta factor I is greater than 1. But here association less than 1. And for 100% dissociation alpha equal to 1, then I equal to n. Here for 100% association I equal to 1 by n. Okay. Now here note, again here for complete dissociation association alpha value 1 or 100%. If you take without percent, if you take percentage mean we are taking the 100%, or without a percentage if you take simply mean writing as a what? 1. Okay. So for complete dissociation or association alpha equal to 1. Okay. Alpha value generally represent in the percentage, but while doing problems we won't take in the percentage. Very very important. So while doing the numericals you should not take in the percentage. Okay. This is about the Vanta factor.